Good afternoon. We have a special guest speaker for you today. Please give a warm welcome to the hosts of My Gym Partners, a podcast. Attendance is mandatory.
Bullshark porcupine. I don't know what. Doing this podcast's a pain in my...
I can show you the zoo, shining, shimmering, splendid. Oh! Tell me, Adam, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you blunder by blunder. Over,
really?
Sideways, and under on magic butt ride, because it's the My Gym Partners, the monkey version, so it has to be his butt.
A whole zoo world!
A whole poo world!
Hey,
it because
everybody.
it's poopy shit. Hello, everybody.
Hey. So if you hit this episode on accident, I'm not even going to tell you who we are or what we're doing. I don't have time for it. This is finale part 1 of this whole podcast. If you've clicked on this video, this is the first time you've listened to us, go back.
Don't go back to the first episode, but maybe go back to like the 10th episode.
Yeah, that seems like a good place.
That's a fair spot. I'm thinking of like regrets that I've had with the podcast, because I just thought of this now.
Okay.
Why didn't we play little forest sounds? Why didn't we make our podcast feel like we were like in a rainforest cafe?
Like every 5 minutes, the animal animatronics start going off, like woo woo.
Just like I was just thinking, like there's just like the entire time there's like that cricket noise, like bug noises going like. Ooh, ooh.
I was thinking about it. I'll be honest. I was there was one time where I was like, when we were doing one of the season finales, I was like, you know what? I got some new art for the show. There's a whole new feel for it. Why don't we put just some like jungle ambience, to fill the space,
I regret us never doing jungle ambience ever.
But you know what? Searching for royalty-free jungle ambience is hellish. I'm not doing it again. It's impossible.
It is hard. You're gonna get a lot of audio jungle.
Yeah, we're the animals. We're the jungle ambience.
I'm sorry if I startled you at the beginning. We are My Gym Partners, a podcast. You did click on the right video, and this is part 1 of the end. I guess
end.
This feels weird to say, but it's this episode that we're about to cover, which is a special, and then it's the next, and then another special immediately after, and then that's it, and then it's over. So, I mean, I don't want to just pitter-patter my feet around, so why don't we
finally
get
I can
into
give birth to this baby.
What are you talking about?
I was just thinking, like, at the very end of the podcast, like, my water will finally break, and I'll be able to give birth to the new Lord.
Oh, the new one. Then
yeah.
We'll get to that next episode.
What are we talking about?
No,
anyway,
Renee.
The wink wink, nudge nudge. Anyway. Right. I feel like I say anyway a lot. Do you think I say anyway a lot?
You don't say anyway a lot.
Anyway, so let's just. This? I think we should just. I feel like giddy in a way that I haven't in a long time, and I'm just really excited because this episode. It's pretty. I'm gonna be honest. It's pretty standard fare. Like, we watched it and I was like, this felt like an 11-minute episode, but it's not. It's like a 20-something minute. It's like special. it's pretty, the implications though, the overall implication of this episode is important, I think, and so I think that we should just talk about it.
I'm glad that as an episode that is a finale of a cartoon, this episode, though it is standard, it has some level of finality to it. It has a little bit of actual oh, okay, I get it. That's kind of where the characters are gonna be from here on out. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that there's... No, I mean, we got another episode to do, of course, and it'll, help us even more, but this one does it.
I preferred the Animal School musical, personally.
Listen, the Animal School musical would be ideal. That would be...
but the Animal School musical is there, and it's fun, but it doesn't really have a future, and this one does have a hint of what's to come that we can fill it in for ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, we've danced around it a little too long now. Let's get into it. Renee, why don't you start us off?
All right. So in classic, school final episode or type stuff, it's the start of summer vacation. End chapter to this semester of the school, bringing in new interesting adventures that aren't hindered by the school system and schedule. Adam is extremely excited. He rips off all his clothes as soon as the bell rings and summer vacation is here. Everyone else doesn't seem as excited for some reason.
Damn wild youngin'.
I dislike how much we see Adam in just underwear.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a running joke, it seems. But we have Jake here. He's packing up for summer. At first he seems really excited, but Lupe corrects him, is no, summer vacation in the school in the zoo is really bad, and we all hate it, Jake. It sucks. It sucks, Jake. And it's oh yeah, right.
It's part of the plan. It's really funny to me that every single animal, even Jake, Adam's best friend, talk behind his back and conspire things against him. All of them, faculty and students alike, they just make plans to exclude Adam from something like this. And it's just so funny to me.
Well, he's the only human in an all-animal school. He does, despite being an honorary animal, he doesn't get it, But Principal Pixie Frog corrects the matter. He comes in, runs over Jake. It's very painful for him. He tells Adam, look, you can't be just hanging out with all us animals during the summer vacation, think about it. You're gonna be spending the rest of your life probably going into animal institutions of learning. You're gonna be studying in high school, and then maybe go to an animal college to be a circus animal or some sort of whatever zoo animal profession, with no hope left for your future career. So anyway, that's why you should go to do your little human stuff. Go to your little baby human daycare camp.
Captain Clowny
Captain
daycare.
Clowny.
Yeah,
he has underwear that he has a big nose and he honks it.
Throwback.
I don't. What? Would I own Captain Clowny underwear?
I feel like it'd be uncomfortable to sit on.
It would probably be pretty uncomfortable to sit on, but maybe the nose and face can just be put there. Maybe it's detachable. Velcro, Then again, Velcro.
That's even worse.
Yeah,
I do not want to sit on Velcro.
Are you sure you don't want little needles? Just
I am sure.
in your underwear? Alright.
So Principal Pixie Frog leaves him with that, like, with that terrifying thought that that's like the only experience that like he'll ever get.
I mean, we've definitely talked about this before, right? Like about how Adam is pretty screwed in terms of future education because of this.
We absolutely have, and
I mean, like, people have said that, like, there's probably like a lot of professions that you can get, like, with this like knowledge of animals, like, as a human. But like, I mean, would he really, like, if you had like a degree from an animal school, like, even if it's like, oh yeah, I have experience with animals, it's like you basically had an education teaching you how to just like
be an animal,
poop in the woods, be an animal.
I think essentially what that would be like is if, like, as you grew up, you had a dog or you worked on a farm or something.
Yeah, there's not a lot of like credentials there. Like, you didn't go to school for that. You
didn't go to school. Yeah. Like, it's not like you being around the animals gets you. I mean, it should definitely get you the degree if you get you the jobs that you want. If you become like a biologist or something, but I don't think any biologists are going to graduate from Charles Darwin Middle School.
He's an anomaly, a sheer luck chance of a human being in an all animal school, and like the future is uncertain for him.
And like as stupid clerical error
that nobody will fix.
Not even Principal Pixie Frog. What a shame. And as like the next day, as Adam is like getting ready for Captain Clowny day camp, a little like a clown car comes in. It's funny.
Yeah, he's all like decked out too. He's got like a whole like outfit on for this, and he's like really excited. Like, he's got a big smile. But when the little clown car pulls up and like an older man pops out, and he's like kind of gruff, and he's like, "Hey, get in the fucking car!" But
yeah, get in the fucking car. What the fuck are you doing, kid? We gotta get to the.
Your diaper better be clean.
Yeah, like
just like compounded onto him. This is a baby day camp. You're going to a day camp for babies, Adam. Don't you want to go be with your friends? Like, all the heads like remind him as they swirl around him, classic cartoon style.
Yeah, he's really second guessing his decision. So I don't know about y'all, but I don't know. Captain Clowny Day Camp sounded pretty cool. I mean, just take a nap and drink milk and cookies all day. Like,
I
would
go to Captain Clowny Day Camp wearing my Totoro Kitarugi, and I would sit there and drink my milk and eat my big cookie.
I hate that.
So we're back at the zoo. Or I should say, we go to the zoo for the first time in this episode, and there's a new like exhibit, I guess, at the zoo called Paradise Island, and it's this big like mountainous volcano thing that has like a roller coaster going through it. There's like a beach set up, and all the animals are like laying back and like getting served drinks, and those three humans that are like always at the zoo whenever we like go to the zoo in an episode are there. Unfortunately, these characters are so ugly and not funny. I don't understand why we keep seeing them.
I don't know what they're supposed to represent. I mean, they do represent, I guess, like, the stupid, dumb human, but, like...
the evils of human society.
I really don't like them. I hate looking at them. I dislike so many, like... I guess, like, a lot of human characters in this show. I like Carrie. Yeah. She's alright.
Carrie's cool.
Carrie's cool. It's
but
too
that's
bad
about
that. Too bad.
Oh, by the way, too bad we don't see her this episode.
Yeah, that's what I was
like,
about to say. Like, man, I guess her arc is over.
We'll see.
We'll see.
But it seems like despite what they said, these animals are having a great time in the zoo environment. All except for maybe someone who's maybe hiding that they're missing someone. Oh, who could it be? Jake, he's always like wearing that like bright smile, but look under his glasses. He still has pictures of Adam. He misses him.
What do you
Yeah,
find?
taped to his like eyeglasses. He's got pictures of Adam. He's like,
It's-
I just don't want to forget his face. All right, guys, come on, don't. Whatever.
The pictures of Adam are also frowning.
Yeah, they are. They're like sad
They're
pictures of Adam.
They're sad pictures of Adam.
But who should approach him but Adam in a little zookeeper outfit? He's there. And
Oh, yeah.
Principal Pixie Frog even comes by with a little metal detector. I don't know why Principal Pixie Frog is there. We've established in previous episodes he does not live at the zoo, but he's there, I guess.
This continuity issue is really
Yeah,
fucking
why
bugging
is he
me.
here?
It's bugging me.
I didn't even think about that. You think he just freeloads here? He just
I
like
bet he
goes
does.
here to like take advantage of like the free food and stuff, so he doesn't have to like actually buy like food, because that's what it seemed like. You know, he seems to have like a more active role in like human society, at least, like going out buying his own food and stuff. So probably like he just goes here to like not have to do that. Maybe.
Maybe. I'm
Mr.
sure
Man-
he... Huh?
Okay. Does the other faculty, are there any faculty members
Hornbill.
that live at the zoo? Hornbill does?
Hornbill, we see him in this
Apparently.
episode.
Okay, Hornbill.
Mrs. Tusk as well.
Mrs. Tusk was there. I don't remember if Mr. Blowhole was there.
Well,
remember. I did not
I
see
guess
him.
Principal PF, he was just visiting his friends. He was just having a friend vacay in the zoo.
But you know, Adam's there to tell them about like how after being at their Captain Clowney day camp, you know, having nappy time and drinking juice, you know, he got to thinking that, you know, he really does need to do something with his life. That is like with like all this like animal knowledge, and he gets to thinking that, you know, maybe this is his calling, you know, being with animals. Maybe this clerical error was fate, and that he's meant to be with these animals like for his whole life. So what does he do but become a zookeeper?
You fucking traitor.
Yeah, they immediately are like, what the fuck? You fucking bootlicker. Why would you be
Yeah.
a zookeeper? That's the man. Like, what are you doing?
I always
like,
wanted
they-
to help people my whole life, so I became a cop.
Yeah, it's basically that. Like, they feel really, like, betrayed by it, and they're like, oh, like, we're here, we're trapped here, and you want to be part of that system. But then, you know, of course, as he's lamenting how boring and awful it is to be at the zoo, like, a waiter comes by and, like, hands him a little drink, and he's like, oh, thank you. And he, like, turns back, he's like, oh, it's enough to drive a guy mad. And he starts monkey screeching.
It's what's a bit suspect about this episode. You know, the intentions behind it. Yeah, the whole like thing with like sapient animals in this world has always been like point of contention with that. With like where are they in the place of all things? And here they are saying that like the zoo is a prison, which I mean like it is. You know, they're pretty much like working, just like doing that without
Sometimes
pay.
they're rehabilitation centers. Sometimes.
Do they go
Yeah,
there?
no, yeah, but like, you know, in this world.
Oh, yeah, in
the
this world, it
My
is
Gym
a
Partner's
prison.
a monkey
In this
universe.
and
But also at the same time, it seems like a good deal for them, and they seem a little bit like hypocritical, which I mean, you know, I don't know if that's exactly a great look you want to have for this. You know, there might be some illusions that might be drawn that might not be so favorable. Defending prisons as a complex that's like too easy on the prisoners.
Hold on, I have here in my files the people who, let me just open this up, who sponsored this episode.
Ooh,
Oh,
crunchy.
Oh, it's the prison system.
Well, what are we gonna do?
Well, I mean, I guess
We can't say anything bad about the episode or they'll throw us in jail. Anyway, Splips asks for a Mickey, and then he gets a little drink with a mouse.
Oh, guess what? That mouse.
It's a funny little jab at Disney. Ooh, look at that! It's one of our Time Warner characters eating your beloved mouse.
Look,
isn't that funny?
Look at how your little mouse. Look at how small he is compared to Slips, our champion.
But then, like, you know, Adam Lion, like, meets up with the waiter who's been, like, giving these animals their, like, fruity smoothies, and he turns out to be the zookeeper, which is like, you know, the so-called prison guard, in this case, is their waiter, who's at their whim. He brings Adam into, like, the zookeeper lodge to, you know, just give him the keys to the whole zoo, and nothing more. Just, yeah, here's the keys. He runs off to catch a taxi because, you know, hey, it's summer vacation, kid.
Yeah, like, you think I'm gonna miss out on summer vacation? No way. Just get this little boy
This
to do
little
it.
tyke with the whole zoo aquarium, the combination zoo aquarium, the keys to the whole thing. Oh, what wacky shenanigans will ensue?
This is horribly irresponsible, but at the same time, I feel like it just Adam can handle it. I think he can. And you know what? He does. He shows some great initiative here as he gets a call that there's a monkey on the loose, and he's like, must be Jake, rattling around one of those little machines that, you know, I guess you put coins in and it makes like an animal or something. And
yeah, it makes a little, like, wax model.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
cute. I haven't seen one of those in forever.
He's like, I'll take care of this, you know, zoo goers, don't worry. But it's not a monkey. It's so we don't get series favorite Carrie, but we do get our other totally favorite other girl character. Y'all remember Jackie? You know.
Oh, of course I remember Jackie. Who could forget this character like,
of course,
for the whole, like, first and only other episode of her appearance, she was, like, thought to be Jake, just who shaved and whatnot, but no, she was her own strong female character who definitely has agency and isn't just supposed to be a joke where she looks like Jake. She's my favorite character.
I really love this idea. I love the idea of making a human girl long and lanky like Jake.
Wow, so fun. Well, you know, he's like, don't worry, everybody. It's just a very unattractive girl, which of course makes her very angry. So she shoves him into the mold maker, and Renee, why did you explain what happens in this next part?
I can only remember it in fake flashes, but
my head, it's hurting.
She crushes Adam with the mold maker. The mold maker, of course, it makes a mold, you know, as would be the comical joke in a cartoon like this. And then I get a vision of a beast, of a creature not of this world that haunts me to this day, that follows me. It's not just a beast of my past, but a beast of my doomed future as well. This creature I cannot name, but I will put a picture up as well. This beast, Beelzebub. So anyway, yeah, there's a little, like, Ronnie from Squirrel Boy reference there.
When we were watching this the other day, Gert screamed just like that, just like what you just heard, and I gasped, like I lost. We had to pause the episode. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe they put Ronnie Squirrel Boy into My Gym Partner's a Monkey. There's no book. Why did they do that?
As I saw it, I just I tensed up. Like, like, I actually tensed up reflexively. It's not a joke. I did it. I screamed and I got really tense because Rodney appeared before me, and I feel like I would never expect anything from Squirrel Boy to ever show itself in front of me unless I am actively seeking it.
Yeah, it's such a surprise. Like, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of parallels. Boy and his animal type show, you know, the redheaded boy, even redheaded animal, haired random. You know what I mean?
Redheaded boy, red animal. You know?
Yeah, like,
Yes.
like I want to make sense of it, but every time I get so close to it, it fades from my hands. It's like I'm holding snow underwater, and it melts, and it flies. It just floats away, and it's gone. And I don't want to grasp the idea. And there's a logical part in my mind that's like, oh, well, I mean, there were two shows running at the same time on the same network, and they just wanted to do a little cameo, and it's funny. It's not that serious, but no. It is that serious. It's Rodney. It's that guy. You know that guy, the Squirrel Boy.
Why was it? It could have been fucking Skunk from Skunk Fu. It could have been anybody. It could have been anybody, but it was Rodney. Rodney.
You know,
Isn't it?
gives me an idea for something. I won't say it. You know, a plan for a future project, maybe.
Oh, boy.
Anyway.
Can we talk
Well-
about how Andy from Squirrel Boy's dad is also his voice actor is Morty's dad from Rick and Morty? Isn't that funny?
Wow.
It's the same show, is what I wanted to say. I wanted to say that Rick and Morty and Squirrel Boy are the same fucking show, and they're just trying to feed us that shit again by trying to make it, ooh, an old man, ooh, look, it's like fucking, ooh, it's like Knight Rider or whatever the shit, that stupid 70s thing. Back to the Future? Who cares, am I right?
Back to the show.
Yeah, back to the show.
So, the animals, at this prospect of Adam Lion being their, like, new zookeeper with, like, new ideas, it has become their, like, nightmare scenario number 739. They have to have, like, a whole Illuminati-esque panel about this imminent threat to their comfortable way of life in this prison.
Adam is too good at incarceration. He's too good at it.
He wants to do changes to the diet, you know, maybe like introduce a natural animal diet and like have them all just be locked up and being funny 24/7. But no, the Jake Spider Monkey, he has a plan.
What does the hero do?
Well, they don't really go through the specifics of the plan, but like, you know, they got a map show of the zoo, and this will help them somehow. And on the back there's like a picture of a naked Principal Pixie Frog, just on a leaf. Apparently, he had to do this to like pay for going to college.
He says, "Don't judge me." And Principal Pixie Frog, I would never judge you. And hey, anybody out there who's listening to this podcast, I would never judge you either for listening to this podcast or doing what you had to do to get through school and pay for your tuition.
Yeah,
That's just a little thing from me, your best friend at the My Gym Partners a Monkey podcast. You're welcome.
Principal Pixie Frog is a friend to us all, and you know, Principal Pixie Frog's work is valid, and so is anybody else's.
Just like these animals. Just bad segue.
Bad segue.
That's a bad segue.
What happens next? I'm so curious. I didn't
Wow,
watch it.
I don't even. It's like I don't even know what happens next. It's like I haven't seen it.
So Adam's driving his little cart around in the zoo, and those humans that are there, who I guess just go to the zoo every day, they're, you know, looking at Paradise Island, and they're like, the animals ain't doing nothing, and Adam's like, don't worry, my good citizens of humanity, I will go take care of this. I am your humble zookeeper. Let me just take care of this real quick. So he goes down there to the inside the enclosure, and it turns out that the Jake Windsor and Slips that were there were actually just like stand-ins, like they were like a mop and like a bag of flour, apples, like banana face, something like that. And he's like, oh. And I like this. I think this joke's kind of funny though, because like he doesn't notice even when he's standing right next to them, and he starts kind of like lecturing them, and it's not until he like kind of like pushes one or like pulls at one, and it like slowly starts to fall apart, and he like kind of just trails off his sentence, and he's like, well, that's not right, or something. He just doesn't really like react that much to it. He's like, well, okay, this is happening.
Maybe
as he's contemplating this.
Maybe I introduced too many carbs into their diet.
As he's contemplating this, the gang, Slips, Windsor, and Jake, they're like trying to escape through a raft into like a conveniently placed like drainage outlet. Adam, though, he captures them handily in his net, and what we get next is a montage of Adam just like diligently being a warden in this zoo aquarium. We get Adam on the computer. He like watching over like some stock footage of zoo animals.
Yeah, he's like in the control room. He's got like all these screens around him.
And the footage is like actually like stock footage of zoo animals. Like it's like real. It's hyper realistic.
But then we get a rerun of like that like talent show segment with like Ingrid and Lupe.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that was a pretty early episode, wasn't that?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
that was season 1. Yeah.
That was a fun little callback, I think.
But as they try to escape, they get caged. The Spiffies try to dig their way out. They get caged as well. The Principal Pixie Frog is escaping, even though he doesn't live here.
I just want to go home.
Yeah, right. Like he's like, come on, Adam. I have a nice little lily pond in the park.
Adam, you've been to my house. I don't live here.
But they don't acknowledge that.
Yeah, they don't acknowledge it at all.
Yeah, fuckers.
Adam like captures Principal Pixie Frog in his little like butterfly net, and he like kind of like just pushes him around. The caption is literally literally laughs evilly as he like swats him around.
Why does he do that? Is he like, oh, I get to be the principal now? I'm the principal.
He's really going on a little power trip here, like doing what the Zooquarium system intends, and he's getting enjoyment out of that. But coincidentally, Hornbill jumps the fence and like smushes Adam in the process, letting all of the other animals escape. It's mass chaos, and we get a little confrontation where Adam encounters Jake and it's like, you. And I think this is my favorite part in the episode. This like specific chase sequence. I think, with like the showrunners like pedigree with their work on like Looney Tunes, I think this like really works. Like the Adam, who was Jake's friend, has become an enemy. The zookeeper, he's just trying to capture him in this like Coyote Roadrunner-esque like situation. Hunter Elmer Fudd versus Bugs Bunny. It's all very classic, and it's done very well, I think.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun little sequence.
We get Adam chasing after Jake with a butterfly net. They like stop for like hot dogs and balloons. It's very cute. They stop like at a crosswalk. Jake goes to get some groceries, and Adam's like, "You have to pay for those."
You even stole groceries? No, I bought them, Adam.
Yeah, he shows him a receipt. It's just he's like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
They chase through the sewers. They get like a Scooby-Doo-esque, like, running through all the doors and stuff. The music in this one, in this chase sequence, is pretty good as well. I gotta say, it's like bassy. There's a lot of bass to it. It's just, you know, a nice little diversion. They get to the end of the line. Big waterfall at the end. This is the end of the line, Jake.
Yeah, they're like in the sewers, and it's so dramatic. Like, it's like, oh, this is the other line, Jake. Like, I'm gonna get you, and Jake just kind of like jumps down the waterfall, and you like see him like from a bird's eye view almost, like his arms outstretched, and you see him like his back, and as he's like slowly falling,
you see him disappear into like the mist below.
And and Adam decides to just jump right in after him. It's just like fading into the fog, door.
He was gonna grab him. He was gonna grab Jake and then take the impact.
You know, just going through this video right now, like I'm realizing that, man, this some like dream-like impossible physics here. Whoa, what is this, like a cartoon or something? They got out of the sewers and there was like waterfalls all around, and then they fall down and they're just right back falling into a volcano. Like, how did that happen?
How did that happen? What? How did that happen?
But it's just kind of funny, like this adding to the feel of this episode. Adam falls down into the volcano, like the play island. He wakes up. Jake puts a finger in his nose because he's Jake.
He needs to inspect you.
Adam's like, all right, you're all under arrest. I mean, I'm getting you back into the zoo, even though they're all in the zoo. And he realizes, hey, what's going on here? Why did you escape and then come back? And it was all because they were making a little surprise party.
Yeah, they have like a sad little table with like some chips and like a bottle of soda or whatever. And there's like a toilet paper thing that just reads like surprise Adam or something like that.
Surprise.
And it turns out they were trying to get out of the zoo so they could buy supplies, but he kept them in so well. And they're like, man, we were really kind of excited for you to potentially be the zookeeper, but you're like way too good of a zookeeper. We'd never be able to leave, like, actually.
God.
But, you know, then there's a moment in this show where something genuine happens, where, like, Adam worries. He's like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do then, like, for my future, like, and all this. And Principal Pixie Frog's like, you know what? You've proven that you could be whatever you want. It's what you think you can do, not what other people think you can do. You don't have to, you know, be a zookeeper. You could be whatever you try, you will excel in because you have that drive. And I'm just like, aw,
damn, thanks, PF.
Like, that was nice. Like, that would have been a really sweet way to, like, end the show, right?
Yeah, that's like not
but
negative.
But it doesn't end like that.
Oh,
no.
Does it?
No, it doesn't. You're right. Of course it can't just end like that.
Because
And
what was the
welcome to your
party
new
actually
life.
for?
Welcome to your new life, Adam Lion.
You're
right.
the new exhibit.
Ending 1. Bad ending.
Yeah, this is the bad ending where Adam becomes a part of the zoo, like an enclosure in the zoo, and his enclosure is like a prison jail cell. It's like not. It's not anything nice. It's like literally like cement and a toilet and like a bed. It's horrible. And he's like has his like hands on the bars looking out really sadly, and all the like the horrible humans who visit the zoo all the time are like, oh look, it's an animal that could actually do something and all this other stuff, and it's like, oh, okay.
I have a theory.
Okay.
It's like Evangelion. You know how there are 2 endings? Mm-hmm. That's the deal that they had here.
Okay, so this is ending 1.
This is ending 1, and it's kind of like sort of a darker path. But I think ending 2, we might see the light.
Alright.
I really hope.
I sure hope so, because I'll be honest. This as like I had like a distinct like different memory that this episode was like somehow like bigger than it ended up being. That it was like all these like revelations and stuff. The ending like with like Principal Pixie Frog telling Adam that like his life isn't doomed. That he can do anything. Like he can choose like any career like he wants if he likes. So like decides to. That's inspirational. But this does feel like an 11-minute episode for it being 22 minutes long. I guess I just would have liked more stuff with like other characters in it, but I guess that's what the Animal School musical serves as, right?
Yeah, I think that'll if you're hungry for that, that's the episode you need to be watching.
I don't think a series should ever end with like a musical episode if it's not like a musical thing.
Yeah, I also feel that too, because it's like if it's a show that is not typically a musical, then you waste a lot of talking time that just gets turned into song,
Well, all right, that's fair. But as for this ending, this as an ending of My Gym Partner's a Monkey, and let me put my little Ransona hat on here.
So what the hell? It's
well, okay. I think this episode really exemplifies the strange, contradictory politics of My Gym Partner's a Monkey, in that there is like some sort of like underlying like thing that is being attempted to say by this like separation of like animals and humans, and like Adam going to an all animal school and stuff. There's something about this like they want to say about like differentiation and whatnot, and here like more so about the comparisons between like the prison system and like the school system. But it's My Gym Partner's a Monkey. They're not saying anything smart about this. They're not even like saying anything like dumb that they want to say that's dumb about this. It's like always, like since the very first episode, it just like it has its message. It forgets about it. You got wacky butt stuff with monkeys, and then you just kind of forget all about it after the episode ends. My Gym Partner's a Monkey.
Renee, I'm reaching out on top of your head. I'm taking off your hat, your Ransona hat.
Thank you.
Clear
I
your
can
head.
finally stop ranting.
It's almost over. I'm gripping your hands in mine. It's almost over, Renee. We're
and
so
I'm just
close.
And I'm just like staring at y'all from like the other corner of the room, and I'm like, dear God, no more. And I start like tears start pouring out of my eyes, and I'm just like staring forward, and I'm like, no more.
No, but yes, that's right, folks. One more.
One more.
The true final episode of My Gym Partner's a Monkey. You thought this was the last episode. Many people might have erroneously believed that, but no, there is another that
There is
the actual last aired episode that could not be an even stranger thing to be a last episode for this show.
I'm just going to say that this is what it's all been leading up to. This last episode is what it's all been for. It's the point. It's the point of it all.
Well, before we reveal that, let's talk about some of our fan art we've gotten, because we've gotten a few things. So first, I will want to give a thank you to Color Goat, who gave us a donation on Ko-fi, but bought us a coffee, and they wrote a little comment here. It says, This podcast was a blast. Thank you guys. Jake Spider Monkey will forever haunt me.
Us too.
I'm so sorry.
Us too.
He's everywhere. If you think about it.
Thank you for sticking with us, your patronage through this like wonderful, horrible odyssey that we've gone on. Thank you, Color Goat.
Thank you. Next piece of art was sent in by Vulture Juice. I've drawn some art for MigPat Podcast before, but I've never actually drawn the hosts themselves. So here is one last fan art, a final send-off for the legendary Funny Monkey Podcast. Thanks for all the laughs. I am also there. And it's this wonderful little drawing that is us sitting at a little QA panel table. It looks, and then there they are, right there, thinking
Portrait
about
of the artist there.
Portrait of the artist, thinking about the burnt remains of
Dickie Sugar
Jumper.
What I like about this picture is, like, Gert's crying. I'm looking, like, concerned at her, like, oh no, Gert. But Renee does not care.
Renee is always
Perpetually
been so
looking at the camera like I'm in the office. Quote unquote. But this is oh, it's an emotional moment for sure. Like, last stretch of this podcast, Gert's crying. Lucy's like, oh, come on. I'm just looking at the camera. I've seen my future. I know where I'm going.
You just see the darkness ahead. You see the Rodney ahead.
We have I enjoyed this piece from @ScrumpetBoy. @ScrumpetBoy has drawn a good amount of things for us, but I wanted to highlight this one in particular because I just feel a kind of, like, I don't know, warmth from it, which is not something I'd say usually about, like, Adam and Jake. But when I look at this, I'm like, this is kind of sweet. It's a picture that just says "Real Monkey Hour," and it's a little drawing of, like, Jake and Adam, and they're just, like, kind of little on the page, and I like it. I like it a lot.
It's really cute, and I get what you mean by the warmness. It does give me, like, feelings of just, like, man, I would draw something like this, like, really tiny on a whole page, like, for characters as a kid, and, like, that piece of paper would just be that. It would just be, like, this little drawing. So it's, like, reminiscent of that. Thank you.
And now for our last bit of fan art, from Sludge Eater once again @Sludge Eater. Sad to see my gym partners of podcast end in 2 weeks, but it has been a ride. I'm excited to see what other monkey business those three are up to next, and it's us three. I'm kind of just like. Jungle Book style? Am I thinking of Jungle Book or Lion King?
Tell everybody I'm up. You're thinking Brother Bear. I get Brother Bear vibes from this.
Yeah, this
like
is
you're like
Brother Bear.
Yeah, like where Coda or whatever his name was on Brother Bear on Brother Bear's back.
Brother Bear's back.
I forgot the name of Brother Bear. What's Brother Bear's name?
Man.
But I'm kind of just like walking on all fours. Lucy and Gert are on my back as we ride into the jungles.
It appears that I have a steering wheel of some kind.
An expression, thinking of something, a word maybe? I won't tell. Not on this podcast. But this is a very fun image. I love it. I love how blissful we are going into our next thing. Thank you for sticking with us. And
this is lovely. This is a very, very lovely piece. I do enjoy this a lot.
It's nice, and I think it's just, it gives me the good feelings for sending this podcast off, you know? I'm so happy that we could have y'all with us.
You know, there will be a time next week where we will probably get emotional. So let's save our very high emotions for that. Next, in 2 weeks from now, we will be releasing the final episode of My Gym Partners a Podcast. It will be about none other than the Thanksgiving special of My Gym Partners a Monkey. Thank you, everybody.
Bam.
I'm
Thank
Lucy.
you.
I'm Renee.
And I'm your Thanksgiving turkey.
Bye.
Don't eat me!
Wait, next week we're gonna have Seep. Seep's coming back.
Yeah,
Ah!
Seep's coming back. Bye, everybody. Seep's coming back.
All right, guys, the monkey show. Time to do the monkey show, everyone. I showed up just in time. Well, maybe I'm a few minutes late, but I decided I wanted to record this episode with you, the finale episode. You know, last chance. All right, guys. Why am I the only one talking? Hello? Hey, Renee. Oh, I did. Bull shark, porcupine. I don't know what. Doing this podcast is a pain in the... Huh. But